Hello friends, happy Thursday. Welcome to our casual day. I am still sitting in the middle of all these decks. I did not end up recording anything yesterday because I was so close to getting done with like the bigger work stuff that I just kept trekking through. So the good news is today Ryan is working from home because of the weather here, and that doesn't really change a ton, but it does take a little pressure off of me in case I can't get Max settled into something this afternoon. He can hang out with Ryan, like it's fine. So I think I'm in good shape today to be able to get the rest of my work done, be done pretty early. I started early today, and then this afternoon I should be able to record my first, the other decks, Lenormand, playing cards, numerology, astrology. I think I'm going to put those all together, and so that's my plan. I just wanted to update and say it here because that helps me actually do the thing, as many of you know. And yeah, aside from that little update, we're just gonna look at some decks today and decide what I'm using for February. I do understand that it is February 3rd, but I've not done a daily draw at all this month. I was playing with an Oracle deck the other day on the couch and kind of getting some messages from that. But I mean, as far as sitting down, doing a daily tarot, Oracle, whatever, have not done that this month. So, and I dropped the ball on lots of days in January, but then when that happens, I go back and I retro draw for the days. And then I see if it works out, if there were days that I happen to remember something happening. And I will go and like retro fill in the book. So I will end up with a completed January. And some of you might remember I used Oak, Ash, and Thorn and Goddess Power Oracle for my January decks. And I also kept Winter Wait on as my weekly deck, though I only did 2 weekly readings. The last 2 weeks I have done none of the weeklies. So, and that's fine. I don't always feel like I need that. The other thing that's going to carry over for February, I don't know if I'm going to choose a weekly deck. Baby is coming sometime this month, so it will be enough of a struggle to do the daily cards. And as you know, I mean, in January I dropped the ball, so I mean, who knows what will happen. But I want to have something set. I want to have that energy set in choosing the decks for February. But the other thing I am going to carry over is art history tarot for past lives. And so that's like my ongoing study kind of thing. So for those of you who ask how I use so many decks, this is how it happens. And then my Mary L is going to be like my nursery like study deck. So I will have my Chris notes, and the notes are actually already up there. I have one more set to print, I think, of what's been done so far from Chris at Elemental Cardmancy with his series on the Mary L. So I have that stuff ready to go up at my writing desk in the baby's room. The deck is still down here because I haven't recorded the collection videos yet. So I can't remember where I set it. But it's here somewhere. Remember, I pulled it out the other day. So anyway, those are all my announcements about decks for now. So I'm just trying to decide what to use for February. I have a few ideas I'm going to bounce off of you, and we will choose and see what we think. Now, I could also do like change it up week to week. I could do, instead of like a weekly deck for the entire month, a weekly reading deck, we could choose different ones for the different weeks. So that's an idea too, because I have a few different ideas going on. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. Let's go back to the top and say some hellos. I just wanted to get that kind of preamble out of the way. Sandra was here commenting first. Hello, Sandra. Donna is here. Hello and happy Thursday. Debbie, hello. Jamie is here. I am off the coffee already. I've already had a full cup. I got up a little early to continue knocking out that work. So I'm on to my water, but let's have a sip. Alex is here. Hello, happy Thursday. Everyone's saying hello. Scott is here. Hello and happy Thursday. Hope you are doing well today. Or she's here. Birthday month. Working but listening. She says. Hi, Nancy. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I don't always go back. There are a couple where I haven't, but I usually do if I miss any of them, because I'm like, well, it's still just a draw and I can put my intention back on that date and just see what happens. And let me tell you, a lot of times I wish I would have taken the time to do my draws, because I'm like, oh, yep, I could have saved myself a little bit that day had I known. So it's just more affirmation to me that, it all works, because several times when I'm retro drawing, I'm like, oh, wow, I really wish I could have known about that ahead of time, and maybe I would have acted a little better. Where can I find Chris's Marielle notes to print? I think they're all in the description. I think they're available in the description. I'm not exactly sure, though, because he spoils me and sends them. So I think they're there, though. I can look for you in a moment here, too. Beth is here. Hello and happy Thursday. Sip, sip, says everyone. Okay. Ooh, Alex says, I officially have the rest of my setup on the way. I needed a card reader and some SD cards for the camera, and I bought all the stuff to build a new custom keyboard. Custom keyboards are so cool. My husband has one that's like for music recording, and it's all like pretty pastel colors on the keys, and they're like color coded in different sections for like different, I don't know what. It's his realm, not mine, but it's so cool. I'm like, I want that keyboard because it's just pretty to look at. But anyway, that is very exciting. If anyone else has updates to share with us, I'm sure we're all excited to know about the progress that Alex is having with his camera and keyboard and setup stuff going on. Okay, so yes, if you have other things to share, links to drop, let me know what decks you're using this month. Do you have a February deck? If you haven't chosen a February deck yet, there's still time. So I came in here just a few minutes early, and I was looking around to kind of see what's what, if anything was kind of jumping out at me, and anything that I can recall using in the past. If I can quickly say, oh, that was June or that was August or whatever, then that's out. So I will use like a different deck, right? So one deck that I have not used at all, not for myself, not for a client reading, not for anything, is the Modern Witch. And I bought this probably 4 or 5 months ago. This was like my last deck I bought before I went on like my saver spree to save up for my vehicle. So maybe it was like 6 or 7 months ago. I bought this, and I bought a copy for a friend, which I still have not sent out. She's into tarot, but she just uses the yellow box and Denise Lynn's Sacred Destinies. She has one tarot and one oracle, and I don't want to turn her into a collector. That's not what I'm trying to do. Because she's very content with those. But I just think this is Modern Witch is very up her alley, and I think it would add something to her little 2-pair or 1-pair collection. So anyway, it just really spoke to me of her, and I was like, oh, she really needs this. So again, and it had been on my list kind of for a while, just like on the back burner. I'm like, I really like the look of that. I love the cover photo. Like, this was just always in my head with like all the flowers dripping down and everything. I'm like, you know what? I really want that. So this is one that I haven't used at all. And I thought maybe this would be a good one for February since it's baby month and it's like girl power deck, right? So I'm like, maybe I will use that. So this is one idea I had. I see a couple people saying it's in the purgatory box, and I've heard that. I've heard that around Tarot Town. Scott says he has it and never calls. The reason I haven't used it yet is just because I have lots of decks and they all go on this rotation, and it's new to me. Anything I've received in the last like 6 or 8 months is new to me, right? That's kind of how my framework goes. Hey, Diane, thank you for being here. Donna says, I think I will pull out the Enchanted Tarot because the artwork and colors remind me of old-fashioned Valentine's Day cards. That's a good idea. I do not have that deck, but I love the reasoning. And it doesn't have to be ideas for me. I'm just commenting. I would love to hear your February ideas. Last February, I used Robin's Toadstool Tarot. I used Robin's Eyes Wide Tarot with like all the bold color backgrounds and the little figures. And that was great because the colors just really kind of were uplifting. So I definitely remember that that was my February tarot deck from last year. Sandra let hers go. And I totally can see how this just goes, one way or the other. I don't have a lot of like girl only decks. And I just really wanted this one. And I think it's modern enough. Like I don't have a lot of super modern. I have modern decks, but not like modern representations of people decks, right? Because I'm not so much into people. But these people are okay to me. That was another reason. Sometimes I'm just like immediately like, no, I can't deal with how those people look, just in like art style. But this one was not off-putting to me in that way. So that's another reason. I'm like, oh, I should get a people deck that like doesn't irk me. So yeah. And I love like the clothing and stuff. So I thought this should be like my modern girly deck. I decided to go on a low by year and immediately got the Painted Tarot, Moonlight Tarot, RWS 2.0, and Star Seeker. Now I'm going on my low by year. You know what? Sometimes that gets us, it shifts us into thinking about what we really want. Because maybe if we say, oh, we're doing a low by, then immediately what comes to mind is, oh, but I want these 5 things. And that's okay, because then you can get those 5 things and it like causes you, right? It causes you to think about what you really do want and what you're going to miss out on. So you get those 5 and then you switch to that. So I think, not that you need my permission, but I think that is just fine. Debbie says, shocker, I'm using Mystical Moments for my daily draws. I'm also doing daily Lenormand draws with Shadowland Lenormand, trying to deep dive. You'll have to excuse me. I'm so like burping and bubbling because my body is just full. Like there's no room for anything. Sorry about it. Yes, I love that. So I actually never did my January year ahead Grand Tableau with the Blue Knight. So I still have that out and I'm going to do that for February. I usually do Grand Tableaus for 3 months ahead, but I do a year ahead Lenormand on my birthday and a year ahead for February with Lenormand. Yeah, and I haven't done that, but I love to see Debbie doing deep dive with a daily Lenormand. That's amazing. That might be something I do in the spring. I might switch in for Oracle or something like that and do Lenormand instead. Jamie laughing at Beth. Scott says, I love Mystical Moments. Debbie, I used it for my daily reading yesterday. It reads so well for me. Love that. Moonlight Tarot is on Sandra's list. Oh, and the Guardian Tarot. Oh, Beth. Donna says mystical moments probably next month. Scott's thinking about moonlight. Yes, the narrower, slim deck. It's so nice. I just love that. Something very satisfying about that. Donna says, I was late to the party with mystical moments, but when I finally got it, yes, it read really well. It's a little too, like, I love surrealist stuff, but something about it, it's just not, I don't know. It just doesn't click with me. I don't own it, but I mean, just looking. I haven't done a grand tableau for the year or tarot spread for the year. January was a mess, so I will do them on my birthday this year. That's perfect. And I do my year ahead tarot, my own for myself, in March. And I push that in my client group a little bit too. I just always say that that's when it feels more like a new year to me, like with the spring like starting. So I do a March year ahead tarot. Yeah. So that's that. Or sometimes I've had, like, I'll do January for myself, and then I've had Simon for the past, I think, 3 years do my regular year ahead in March. And then Chris, sweet as he is, did a year ahead for me for my birthday in September. So I might just like only do Lenormand for myself this year for that. And yeah, and see if maybe Simon's up to doing my March one. But anyway, all the things. For me, the art is symbolic enough to intrigue and add mystery, but has so much to interpret and pull from. Talking about moonlight or mystical moments. Donna says, I've looked at moonlight a couple times, but don't think I love it enough to justify the spend. And that's great, right? We have to figure out where we fall and all of that. Oh, the oracle mystical moments probably we're talking about. So anyway, I haven't really shown any of this. I mean, everyone knows what it looks like, but you never know who's watching this, right? When I was starting out in TarotTube and watching people, and people would say, you all know what this looks like. I'm like, I don't know what it looks like. But yeah, like, look at her. I love her dress. I love it. Reminds me kind of like Dancy, like Tutu. So yeah, I just love, I don't know. And in terms of diversity, this is one of the only, like, not one of the only, but I don't have very many like diverse decks. Little girl on the horse is so cute. But yeah, the people didn't irk me. Sometimes, as you know, I'm like, I don't like how those people look. And then I just can't. And so I don't have a ton of people decks. And I, again, just thought this one was great. Love the gray sky here. Love her jacket. It's just really cool. So this was my first idea when I came in here because of the whole girl power thing. Yeah, that's the idea. Ten of Swords with her phone. This is kind of funny, but I mean, it's like, I mean, the phone is like a coping mechanism, and I just think this is really, it just says a lot, for better, for worse, whatever. Yeah, that's all. This girl with her over it sweatshirt, like, yep. Three of Swords is cool. I just like, it's just different enough. And it's one of my, this along with This Might Hurt were on my list for a long time. I still don't have This Might Hurt, but to me have like those similar kind of vibes. These people looked a little less Disney, which isn't good or bad. I think I could, there are things I definitely like about This Might Hurt, but I just haven't pulled the trigger on it because there's other things I want more. So this is kind of filling that like trendy, modern looking people spot. So anyway, you get it. You get what I'm saying. Okay. So this is one idea. Yes, Sandra's 50th coming up in April. Okay, so Modern Witch is an idea. The box is really cool. 10 of Swords. Everything is fine. Yes. Okay, so this is an idea. Now I gotta think about where to put it. And then what else I was thinking was, these are all still stacked up, so I have to figure out, not that one, not that one. Oh, right here on top. Yes, Sandra, of course. I should know the day. I'm gonna say, shoot, it's right by my mom's. I'm gonna say 7th. Is it April 7th? Oh yeah, the cardstock. I don't mind glossy every once in a while, but I know what you mean. I would pick something else. April 7th. I really should know that. So, Nate's Tarot, hello. Thank you for hanging out with us. So my other idea, oh yay, April 7th. Okay, my mom's is the 8th, and I thought I couldn't remember if it was one before or one after, but I knew it wasn't the 9. So anyway. It's funny when Ryan's here because I don't know, I'm just distracted. He almost tripped on the cat. It's not really funny, but anyway. Nate's is 413. Okay, so my other idea was Spacious Tarot. Now I haven't used this as a deck of the month, maybe ever. Donna, I do not have incense burning. Let me get rid of this person. I happen to always have my hand right up here when they pop in. Get out of here. I do not have anything burning or moving in here. Could be an orb. Sandra's laughing about the cats because I know the cat. We have one cat now, but I mean, like Sandra's cats and our cat. I was thinking about Sandra this morning as my cat would like not get out of the bathroom. So because of something she posted the other day. Anyway, Spacious Tarot, I have not used as a deck of the month. I don't think ever. I've used this a lot for client readings. I've used this a lot for myself for like one-offs, but this has not been in the rotation as a deck of the month. And because I feel that because it's baby month, this would be a nice open breath of fresh air kind of feeling, right? Because I will be quite overwhelmed here pretty soon. So that's another thing I was thinking, right? That's the reason I'm wondering about this one, that it will be this inviting, open, soft colors. It will be a gentle but meaningful deck to use. And it's feeling that way, like as I flip through it right now, that it will give me the space I need. Going from one child to two, just being in that newborn phase, not having literally any space to myself, this might be the way to go. So yeah, that was my other thought. The Ace. Jamie says, Ambrosia has arrived and I am sipping. That is amazing. Guardian of Pentacles. So that's my idea. Ten of Cups. It's like beautiful, soft, all of that. The World. I love this World card. Yes, give me all the constellations. The Ace of Wands, right? There's all this space in it, being that it is the Spacious Tarot. And I love that the Nine of Cups is still like this subdued color palette. I just love it. Like it feels very like this looks like a mom moment to me. Like I could go out. I mean, it could be a moment for anyone, but just getting away, getting outside, You know, getting outside is like one of the exciting things you can do during your fourth trimester, as they call it. It can be a really difficult time. It's a joyous time. It's precious and beautiful and all of that, but like it's also very hard, right? Um, the body is healing, the body hurts. When I was pretty lucky last time, I didn't have a lot of trouble healing or anything like that, but I mean, it's still giving birth is a huge deal, and you just feel kind of, I don't know, worn out. So this, the more I talk about it, I think might be a really nice way to go for my dailies. Hi, Joan. Thank you for joining us. Spacious is near the top of my wish list. It's beautiful. It really is. And it's it's really nice. And again, meaningful, even though it has that inviting space, right? Hello, Mel. Nice to see you. We're just talking about potential February decks. Beth says, OMG, I just made the best cup of coffee. Isn't that great when that happens? I've been putting a tiny bit of full calf in my half calf, and it has a different flavor. I just did it yesterday and today, and it's amazing. Oh, Joan just arrived here. Well, perfect. We are happy to have you. So yeah, maybe I'll do, you know what? Maybe to get ready for labor and delivery, maybe I'll do February 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Tomorrow's the 4th. Maybe I'll do this for this week, my retros and today and Friday and the weekend. And then on Monday, I'll start Spacious. Maybe I'll give this one a week as that rev up, like girl power energy, and then switch to Spacious for the rest of the month. Maybe we'll do that. I could always combine them too, because you know how I love to mix and layer the decks. And this is like becoming, not that other people weren't doing this, but in terms of sharing that on TarotTube, that's kind of becoming all the rage lately. And I love to see other people doing that, mixing the things together, layering. Chris Yao at Barely Balanced Tarot has been doing daily posts to like stay in his practice a little more and share what he's drawing. I don't know. Did he say it was Don Michelle at Boho Tarot that inspired him to do that? I know a couple people. Benabel Wen posted a few weeks ago that someone had inspired her to do that. And so I don't want to get it mixed up. But again, I know I'm not the only person who does this, but I'm just saying bigger names are sharing how they layer and combine decks. And so it's becoming cool now. So look how beautiful this is, 6 of Cups. So anyway, my point is, look at the Lovers. The Hierophant with a crescent moon, I mean, it's just everything. So yeah, I went off my point somewhere. And I love Justice. I love when Justice is different, right? And this shows like the half and half, but then it shows the ripples going out, right? The reason that we and the universe invoke justice is to keep things right and balanced. And so the ripples going out here are just amazing. Anyway, the Death card. This is one of my favorite Death cards. Amazing. Okay, so I think I'm pretty sold on using Spacious for the majority of the month, because especially after I have the baby, which who knows, I'm due on the 19th. The midwives are saying 21st, but that's because they put my dating ultrasound 2 days off when they first put it into the system. I mean, it's whatever, but I was 8 and 2 that day, and they put it in as 8. So whatever, doesn't matter. But that's why I'm saying 19th or 21st. But we just don't know when that will happen. So, but I think after this week, I think I'll do Modern Witch for something kind of like fun and energizing, I feel like. And then I will switch to Spacious to kind of get in that calm mode. Okay. Open Spaces and Beth. Oh, yikes. Okay. That would do it. I see Donna say yes, deck layering. Surrounded by people and work that I need the space, but yeah, I can get what you feel there. Oh, Diane, thank you so much. Diane is really repping my, so I want to do more videos like this, but in hashtag how I use Oracle, my response to Chris, Elemental Cartomancy, I show some layering in that because that's where a lot of my Oracle use comes into play. So yeah, thank you so much. I really enjoyed doing that and actually showing some cards on the table and how I do things. And again, hope to do more of that. Yes, this month, the 19th or 21st. This month. Oh, thank you. Hey, Kristen. Thanks for joining us. Right. Okay. So it's not, thankfully, it's not something crippling for you as something that happens like on a regular basis because you're with someone, but it's just that fear of if you're not with someone. I can understand that for sure. Okay. So let me just show one more. I love the Judgment card in here. I love many of these. And I said this last time when we were just talking about Spacious that I needed to check in on Instagram and see how the expansion pack is coming along because there are zodiacs and elements coming to go in with this deck, which I will need to have. Okay? Okay. Oh, and the 7 pence, there's a pumpkin, and pumpkins are my favorite things. So if I didn't already love this deck, then this really made me have to have it. But there you go. It feels really nice too. It's great. And plus it kind of looks like, I mean, colors don't have genders, but it kind of looks like baby colors, right? Just like that soft, you know, the book in the box. So nice. Yes, the coloration. I see Beth talking about the swords and everything like that. It's really nice. Yeah. Like here's the 4 swords. It's beautiful. Looks like this here today. Oh, hey, Tammy. Thanks for saying hello. We're so happy to have you here. Oh, Jamie collects typo decks. I don't know if I have. I can't think what the typo is. My True Black has the typo. I don't think I do. I think I have the 2nd or 3rd edition or something. That would be interesting using tarot deck as a palette to decorating baby room. Yeah, unfortunately ours is like really boring. We just have white walls in this baby's room. And they're like white, not like cream like Max's room was at our old house. But we're using the same like blue, white, silver, like stars and moon stuff. Is anyone shocked by this? So anyway, yeah. One of the pentacles is misspelled in the 1st edition. Okay, that's kind of what I thought I was remembering, but yeah, okay. Very cool. Okay, so we're going to keep Spacious and Modern Witch out. Modern Witch will help me that kind of like brighter, energized feeling to get things done. The last little bit of things we need to do for the baby's room are going to happen this weekend. The car seat's coming tomorrow. We have one, but I was like, you know what? I want a brand new one for baby. I don't want to wash it and take it all apart. I just don't. Plus, Target does a really good like car seat recycling program, and you get like 40% off if you take your old car seats, bases, anything in to go toward like a new baby something or other purchase. So I was like, maybe I will get a new stroller for the spring once they do that, like roll ahead. So anyway, we're going to steam clean the carpets, half on Saturday and half on Sunday, move the dressers back to the other side. I mean, I won't be moving the dressers, but you get what I'm saying. Modern Witch will help me energize through the rest of this week, and then I will go into spacious mode. So there's the tarot decks. Thank you for helping me. Beth says girl. I really think it's a girl, but I mean, I don't know, but that's just my feeling. Okay, so now what do we think about an oracle that will work well with these? Now, you know what I have to say. Any oracle will work just fine. Yeah, I can make anything work, but do we have ideas about what might be especially nice? Is there one oracle you can think of that would work well with both, or we can switch them up, whatever you think. Mel says using any romance decks for February. I don't know that I really have any specifically like romantic decks. Maybe I do. I have a lot of decks, but I don't think I have any. But this can be a question for everyone. I have a couple angel things, but I don't have like romance angels. I don't know. Good question. And I probably won't be doing a lot of like offerings in my client group because I just don't know when I'm going to have this baby. So yeah, I did a year ahead. I had a couple people on February year ahead schedule. So I did that the other day. But I might do some quick like single card draws I might offer in that group, but I don't know I'm gonna be offering anything really more in depth there for a few months now. Kristen said Illuminated Earth might go with the Spacious, and I can use that again, but I used that in December for my Oracle deck. But it is an amazing deck. It could go with anything. Debbie says, the 16th. I honestly, that would make me so happy. I've told this story before. So the 16th is Debbie's birthday, Aquarius Owl. And my son's birthday is January 15th. So if this baby comes February 16th, they'll be a day and a month apart, just like me and Ryan, because he's 8/23 and I'm 9/24. So there are a lot of cool dates in February. My grandmother, who passed a year ago, New Year's Eve, her birthday was February 23rd. So that would be cool. There's all kinds of things, but the 16th would be really awesome because then they would fit in with our little math equation here. Jamie says Modern Love by Ethany is my February deck. A very good one. Yeah, see, I don't have any that are like love or like Victorian romantic that Sandra is mentioning. So yeah, I don't know. Beth, we would be the most boring office baby pool. It's a girl. Yeah, it's a girl. I think it's a girl. Yes, good memory, Diane. So I gave hints one day about telling the names and that if it was a girl, it's a constellation name, or she did guess it. I don't think I even remembered who guessed it. Look at that. See, I remember stuff like in other people's chats. That would be me commenting that right now, but not for my own. Yeah, Sandra has had that girl vibe almost this whole time, right? Oh, Kristen, I love this secretly. I secretly bought the Orion's Animal Tarot. Orions, I don't know. So now I need to explain to my husband where this new deck came from. I don't own the Earthcraft. Low by Beth. But that would be a great oracle to use. It came from the printer. You can tell him you want it in a giveaway. Can you get to the mailbox first? Hide it under your coat. Oh, Tammy is using the Playful Heart um, for her Valentine's vibe deck. That is cool. Ooh, Debbie says, I've had 2 friends have babies on my birthday in the past 3 years. Well, keep putting your magic into that because I will be so happy about a February 16th. Oh, Mel's daughter's birthday is February 28th. So glad it was the 29th of that leap year. Or tell them it's your Valentine's Day gift. See? Smart people in here. Oh, yeah, a giveaway. I'm just like straight up lie about it. Donna's trying to make it, cute and, so then it's okay that you have it. And I'm just like, oh, just lie. Oh. Yes. And Jamie had a dream. I'm all about it. I'm all about these signs. I did read some of the old wives' tales have a little more weight or meaning than others. One thing I was reading the other day said, like if your body doesn't change as much, like if you don't put on as much overall weight or like your boobs don't get bigger, then it's more likely to be a girl because baby boys require more fat, like through breast milk, which I'm not a breastfeeding mom, but for me, so far, what I know, that is true because with Max, I got bigger like everywhere. And this baby, I have not. Like, I don't have my wedding ring on because it's just a little too tight. But that's the only thing that has changed. Like, I'm still, like, I'm not wearing maternity bras or anything. This is like TMI, but whatever. I don't know. Like, if that's true, then like nothing on the rest of my body has changed. Just my giant belly. So I don't know. Sandra has a niece with a birthday on February 17th. We love the 17th, me and Ryan. Our favorite numbers are, well, I have a lot, but 17 and 21, we both love those numbers. So that's a thing too. Nancy went over big time with all 3. Hope you were on time or a few days early. Thank you for those well wishes. I was 41 weeks and 3 days with Max. So, okay, anyway, that's all. Yes, and that's the other thing, Beth. It's like, your body changes almost the first time. I bounced back pretty much to like my regular body after him too. I don't know if I'm going to be that lucky this time. Like I was really big with him too. My stomach was really big, but it was like wider. And this one is just like all in front and like bumped way out. And Max was like this way. It was really big. So I don't know. Who knows? My son was due 19th and born 23rd. See, now that's my tracking due date and my grandmother's birthday. So that would be awesome too. Hey, Robin, we were talking about you a little bit ago because I was talking about last February when I used your Eyes Wide Tarot for my February deck to brighten up my February, and it was awesome. Hey, Scott, have a good day. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Moonlit Fae has very nice bags from Playful Heart, a collaboration with a deck creator. Moonlit Fae bags are awesome. So beautiful. Oh, the full moon is the 16th. A lot of people go into Libra directly after full moons. I work in hospital. It seems to be a thing. See, it could happen, y'all. It could happen. Debbie's, both boys were 3 days late. Isn't it so interesting how it's like some people have the same thing? Like they were both born on the 15th, or they were both 3 days late, or they both weighed this amount. And other people are like, this one had X, Y, and Z, and this one had A, B, and C. Like everything is the opposite. I don't know. It's so crazy to me. I only had girls that had a hard time putting on weight while pregnant, but no problem after. My grandmother actually, the same one that I've been talking about, she was so tiny and she was prescribed a bowl of ice cream every night before she went to sleep because they said you don't have enough weight to support a baby, so you have to eat ice cream before bed every night. What a rough go of it. Beth says, I stopped bouncing back after my third. After the first two, I still lost all my weight. It was age related as well as my body having 3 or 4 babies. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to be kind of right on the fence. I mean, I'm going to work at it. But the other thing is, too, with Max, I was still taking classes. Like I was in pro rehearsal and taking classes. They're not pro rehearsal to prep for a show, but I was still taking classes required to be in the professional dance company that I was a part of. And so I danced up until like the week before Thanksgiving, and then I had him in January. I've been teaching this time, but not, it's very different than being in class and taking class. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. There's no time to eat like after you have the baby. So like I lost all my weight. I don't know. Oh. Robin, I only feel like I'm expecting too much cake eating this week. Well, you know what? It's a maybe, I don't want to say it's a good way to kick off February if you feel like it was too much, but happy February. And, was the cake its own occasion? I saw some like cookie bar on Facebook. I follow like food pages and bakeries and all this. And I'm like, oh, why am I on this page? But it was like, I don't know if it was like a butterscotch cookie bar or if I'm making up the butterscotch part because that just sounds really good to me right now. But it was like, I think like a butterscotch cookie bar, and then it had like chocolate frosting, but like Cool Whip frosting. Do you know what I mean? Like really light and like cold. Oh my gosh, I wanted that so badly. Oh, the weight comes down when they were toddlers. My weight came back on. So like I went down even a little under my pre-baby weight with Max because I just held him all the time and I didn't want him to cry. And I'd put him down in a bassinet for like 10 minutes around noon, and he would look at the ceiling fan while I ate a bagel. And then that was it. Then he'd start kind of whining and I'd pick him up because I did not want him to be in any distress at all. So that's how I am as a mom. Mel says, oh, but what I was going to say is my weight came back on when I went to work because then I had 2 hands to eat with at lunch and I had a lunch hour. So when my mom was watching Max, 4 months old or whatever, and I went back to work, then my weight came back on because my friends were like, hey, you want to go out to the Mexican restaurant for lunch? And I was like, yes, I do. Let's go get enchiladas. And so then that's when it came back. It is unnerving seeing empty shelves. I pulled everything off and sorted for the collection videos, and I'm hoping to record the first collection video today and then put everything back up. So I know you were here for part of that, but it's still happening. I'm just slow because work has been crazy. But today I should be able to get to it. Oh, and Mel says, you're making me hungry for a Boston cream donut now, which is funny because Robin and I both love a Boston cream donut. There's a fun fact. And we have shared that favorite before. After my second baby, my weight went down to what it was in high school, but I also lived in Buenos Aires and walked everywhere. So here's the thing. I love walking anyway. And I think the timing of this baby is going to be great because by the time I'm ready to kind of get off the couch and get moving again, instead of just sitting and holding, it will be springtime and we can get out and walk around the neighborhood. And when we had Max, we lived way out in the country, dirt road. We had beautiful walking trails, but it was still kind of hard to push a stroller. I mean, it was doable. We had a good stroller, blah, blah, blah. But this, where we live now, is just so much more conducive to that. And I'm going to be so excited. I mean, our trails were beautiful. Do not get me wrong. But it just seemed like extra work. And like everything seems like extra work during that 4th trimester. And it will be so nice to just pop baby in a stroller. Max can ride his bike and we can just walk the entire neighborhood. I'm craving doing that already. So I think I'm really going to be like shifting into that gear this time. I don't have a 90-minute commute this time like I did when I had Max. So I think it's still going to be difficult, of course, but I think a lot of things, like I've already kind of been through, knock on wood, like the hardest scenario, I think. I mean, Max used to sleep in the car for 3 hours, so like he never napped. Like I never, when moms in a group will say, oh, baby only sleeps for a half hour during the day, and then unless they're held or whatever, like I had zero. I had zero, right? I shouldn't say that. I think there was twice when he took a nap when I wasn't holding him. I have pictures of it, like very early on. So basically, I have been through the ringer, and I think, um, I think that this environment, and we live closer to family now and closer to friends now, and we can't see everyone right now, unfortunately, but I think it's going to be easier a little bit. Yes, and that's so funny you said early spring, because I was gonna say early spring. We don't mind like the cold. So even when some people are like, oh, it's still too cold for that or whatever, um, we're ready to go. So I can handle a lot just wearing a sweatshirt. So yes, Joan says, I can't wait for spring, need more sunshine in my life. Oh, very nice. Mel is saying she misses the walking and hiking, daydream of it often, and that sets me into meditations too. That's beautiful. Does Maximilian talk to your belly? He does every once in a while. He likes to give hugs and kisses to my belly. Sometimes he'll talk. I'll remind him. I'm like, you can talk. So, yeah, he's pretty excited. He calls it his baby, my growing baby. Max does ride a bike. He has for probably, so he just turned 4. For close to 2 years, at least a year and a half, he has had a balance bike, which you just like run with your feet. There's no pedals on it, and then you let go and balance on it. So he has mastered the balance bike. He goes like 75 miles an hour on it. And then last spring, we also got him a pedal bike with training wheels. So he will do that sometimes too. He hasn't done that one a lot. He was kind of using both for a while, but I feel like this spring he'll definitely be on his pedal bike with the training wheels. So there's that. Yes, baby talk. We've gone down the rabbit hole of baby talk. So I'm sorry about that, but the MS took that away from me. I'm so sorry, Mel. Moved to the Midwest from California, and this is my first winter in 19 years. I can't imagine that, like, weather culture shock. Oh, nephew is having a fever. I hope he's better soon. Oh, enough is enough now. Yeah, we had our big snow yesterday and last night, and I think we're all cleared out now. So I'm good for my appointment tomorrow morning. Regina made it. Yes, we're going to wrap up here in a little bit. I think I'm going to use Modern Witch as like my girl power get ready to have a baby deck for the rest of this week, and retro draw because I have not drawn any February yet, and then Spacious Tarot. So we've been talking about oracles to go with these, but I haven't chosen one yet, and we've gotten off on a rabbit hole. So yes, everyone send good energy to Orchi's nephew. Okay. I love baby talk. Baby talk is fine. I mean, it's kind of what this is about because it's baby month. So, that's very much factoring into my choices. Gerald says, I'm late too. Howdy, everyone. It is no problem. We are happy to have you here. So, Blue Knight is staying out because I never did that Lenormand for January. So let's see. Oh, you know what thought I had is maybe I would do a different kind of oracle for this. So I could do like a crystal wisdom, right? I haven't done like an objects oracle or whatever. I don't know what to call it. But I love these little rectangle decks so much. This is the only one I have for how much I love these. Yikes, I might need another one. But anyway, she says sitting in 200 decks. So these all look the same on the message side, and they just have the word and the meaning. But did I edge this? Or did it come edged? Is it awesome and it came edged? I don't remember. And on the stone side, you get a close-up of the crystals. And this would be like a nice, beautiful, meditative thing, I think. I did have this idea when I came in here a few minutes early to get set up. So maybe that's what I'll do. Kristen's suggestion of Illuminated Earth was awesome, but I just did that one for January, as I said. So, oh yeah, those are cool little decks. I have the Whispering Woods. Yeah. I would love to make like a little thing like this, like a little one. I don't know. Or she says, I'm in the middle of hashtag 7 must-haves video, Gerald, and it is so brilliant, so full of information. Yes, that was on Tarot Stash 2 days ago. I don't know, with Ben and Mark. With Ben and Mark. Do you have the Chakra Love one? It would also go well with both decks you picked. Chakra Love. No, not if it's a one shaped like this. Oh yeah, the doors. Beth is saying those are fun to pick one and send for people's birthday. Yeah, it's really awesome, isn't it? Mel says, I love the little minis. It's so nice. Oh, thank you, Orshi, for sharing. That is the 7 must-haves. It's a really cool point system. You choose your own 7 must-haves for a reading deck. I think it would be pretty hard for me, but I might be able to figure it out. Mine would definitely have something about people. Like we talked about earlier, I'm just picky about how the people look. Most things, like I can read pretty well, but I get irked by how the people look. So maybe this will go. Ruby, it is time for me to shine. That's what I drew just off the cuff right now. Robin says, I have the Forest Fae and love the images. That card size and little magnetic box are great too. Yeah, it's just a nice little pack. I love it. Okay. Yeah. I think I'll leave this out. I like the feel of that. And then if I want something that has, and this is actually great that it's just little messages, because that's kind of all I'm going to have time for. So I think that's a great idea, and it will go with both of the decks that we have out. So I think that's that. I think that's the final answer. February is going to be a redo of Blue Knight Lenormand because I never did the January draw, and Spacious and Modern Witch with Crystal Wisdom. I think that will be great. Okay. Yes, Mark has so many wonderful thoughts. It's great to just hear people talk. I mean, some of the things, I'm definitely like, oh, I'm not like that. I don't need, what he was saying he needed. But it's just, it's just so interesting to me to hear what other people need and want and prefer out of decks, right? Yeah, it's great. Sometimes it's just one word we need to hear. Yeah, and I can rattle off all kinds of thoughts with just a little piece. Mark's like a novelist that has had thoughts and ideas brewing in his head for years and pours it out in that first novel. Yeah, that's very cool. Thank you, Nancy. I've had so much fun with all of you. Thank you for being my springboard into my workday. I mean, I started working early, but I'm almost done with everything. And then this afternoon, I should be able to finish up work early and get back in this room and do the first collection video. So thank you for hanging out with me on this casual Thursday. I hope you have a really awesome Friday and weekend. and stay cozy and safe if you are in a place that's getting dumped on with snow. Um, be good to yourselves and be good to other people. And I love you lots. And I will talk to you Wednesday for archetypes, if not before.